So OpenAI now introduces deep research on February the 2nd, and I was blown away by the details and the research it could do. It's mind blowing for specifically for SEO. That's where I mostly use ChatGPT. Bad news, it comes only for the people who have $200 plan. That's what I was told about. So let me show you some of those examples. How did I start it? This is a pretty interesting case study. So just stay with me because this is going to be a little longer recording. So I have a page which is like custom Laravel development services for space or technologies, and this is their competitor. So basically when we look at spaceortechnology.com and href, specifically this exact URL, you will see they're ranking 7th, 9th, and all these ones. When you look at SERP, so you will see that this other pages, Kisna Web, is actually ranking on number 1, 2, 3, and the reason I did not pick up WebCall is specifically is number of the traffic value. These guys had high traffic value, so and more number of keywords, so thought it would make sense to analyze this domain. Also, when I'm analyzing it, I would see the trends. Specifically, are they having any positive trends? Like, are they increasing it? So now, if you look at both of these trends here or organic searches, you will see that it's been more stable. A little drop here, but recovering back, which means they have chances. The good thing was 68% US traffic, and all the keywords they were either were transactional or commercial, and then they were ranking mostly on number 1, 2, and 3. I said, okay, let me take this page and our page and see what OpenAI can help me with specifically their new deep research. Okay, so I wanted to give the page to ChatGPT. Hey, can you crawl this page? If you look at this one, can you crawl that page and extract the content? Sorry. And it would come back and say, no, you cannot do that. So I cannot directly access web page, blah, blah, blah. It did understand it is Laravel based on the URL, I guess. So I thought, okay, how should I feed in such a long one, long content with? Should I go with search? Again, can you try now? Now, with search, I guess it succeeded at a time, but it did not give me the full content. So it gives me a summary, but it does not give me a full content. Can you extract all content? It would come back and say copyright issues. Now, when I say that, it would not, I guess it, for me, again, it's not exactly the content. I wanted this word to word content, like all the pages, all the content to be exactly extracted, specifically for this website where there's a little more JavaScript here, all these things, elements, I wanted them to extract. I thought, let me do a workaround. So I went to Firecrawl, go down there and take your URL and say, okay, I need to extract like playground, play with it and save URL and then run. It would extract, it would scrape the page, and then it would give you a JSON file, so which is your JSON response. Copy this, and then now it can read this. Okay, I'll just show you here. Can you read this and tell me what this is? Okay, I'll just let it run here. Okay, now it has no problem, but again, I had forgotten to turn it off. Anyway, I have another portal here, exactly the same thing. Sorry, and it said where it's open, can you read this and put it nice readable format. So basically this is exactly the fire crawl page here. And then what it did for me, which is very interesting, so it showed me this page here, which is exactly what my page looks like. So blah, 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 converted nicely to the page which I wanted it to read it. Then I also gave him the other page, which is the competitor page, which I want to outrank. And it did the same thing for them as well. Good. So far now we have a content. I have given you two contents, two different content URLs. Now I want you to analyze both the pages, understand the competitor. Now this is very interesting. The pages, to understand a competitors editorial strategies. What I wanted it to do is, as an editorial, what strategies you have, why KisaWeb is ranking high compared to the Spaces page. Do a PhD level 360 analysis and try to come up with the detailed into tables, suggestions, elements, section by section. Do not skip anything. Do not take content for any external sources. Make sure that you analyze within the content provided by me above. So I want that's very specific instructions not to go outside, just stay within it. And it did not do anything, so I had just to copy paste it again. It took 16 minutes for an AI in this world. Like, imagine 16 minutes for an AI to just create this report, which is insane. Like, and you can see that competitor. I'm working through this URL. I'm considering using a browser searching for this one. Okay, I'm reviewing it, reading it, checking it. All those elements, you see the amount of research like a routine person would go and do it. And then it also went on actually internet and tried to do a research on its own as well. It has 12 resources, but I could see more than that. I don't know why this whole list of things is coming up here, but no matter what. Now let's analyze, let's say competitor analysis, KisaWeb versus Laravel development pages. Content and readability. It did header intros, like giving how does this header look like from the AI point of view. Okay, and it has this Laravel page services. I had specifically asked it to give a table content because it's easy for me to compare it. If you don't give it, you will not get the results like this. Trusted signals in hero, like hero sections, offered services in offending, like call to actions, benefit of Laravel, educational content, why choose us, USPs of those both companies. This was pretty mind-blowing. Like, now we are going to optimize our page, process and methodology, technical stack, industry specific, portfolio use cases, client testimonials, FAQ sections, footer sections, readability, SEO strategy. Now it analyzes the whole page from SEO point of view. It gives you all that details. Now user engagement and CTAs. How are the CTAs placed? Like, where are they placed? How frequently are they placed? Now messaging and branding position. Like, how is the messaging? How is the flow of messaging continuously working through the pages? Now visual elements also. I haven't done a deep dive into it, but I'm pretty sure that there is a video. I can see that this guys have a video because in the JavaScript, in JSON file, there is a reference to a video. So it's referring to that as well. And it can understand JSON, which we had from Firecrawl here about that. And then it understands that as well. Now competitor, why outrank? This was where this was like aha moment for me. I was waiting for this clear focus and relevance. KisaWeb focus is clearly on Laravel developers, blah, blah, blah. A tight focus with highly relevant specific like keywords are being added, whereas Spaso was like diluting its relevances, and then consistency and readability was good. And so KisaWeb page likely to provide a better user experience for quick information gathering. Many decisions makers visiting the page where they to find essential information, what kind of offering, what company, what to do next. And they do it. Whereas Space's point of view, this was not happening. So from a SEO point of view, this is time consuming. See here it is. Space's shears length and to led some users, especially those early stage researchers, to bounce back and slim through fully. Like, we had written so much information here. If you can see now, we can clearly see that like testimonials and intent and like user is getting confused at what I should be doing. Like, so many tech stacks, etc. are being written. And that's the reason our bounce rate was high. I guess it's still high, and our relevancy score is a little low. Sum up, like, then holds because of the content focus, user-friendly conversation derived. Key strengths and weaknesses. Now this is very interesting. Okay, it writes the key strengths about your pages, it writes weaknesses about your pages, and it keeps on doing it. It keeps on doing it for both these companies. And recommendation for Space's content, which is what I wanted, right? I wanted a recommendation, some actionable items, like then coming back to see the details it has gone into, like pages and pages. Now I wanted it to write it for me. So based on my findings, I want to rewrite the Space's landing pages, use above, study and stay within the scope of page, try to write the content that speaks directly to the users, the way the marketing copy of the landing page is highly convertible, but also think from the SEO point of view. I wanted that hybrid point of it. If you need to create an additional pages to support the content, then write those pages as well. Because if your page is too long, then you might want to, like, using semantic SEO principles, you want to rank other pages as well. And make sure that the contents look more human written, and it should not have any elements. Okay, now it started asking me questions. This is where the beauty of deep research comes in. Like when you want something to be done, you want the follow-up questions to understand what direction it needs to go. So primary focus, should I write pages strictly focusing on Laravel or spaces capability of AI ML, like tonality, like conversational or more like authoritative supporting pages? Should I develop these case studies, hiring, Laravel FAQs, call to action strategies like schedule a call or keep multiple CTAs? I just answered it. Primary focus, what I want, tone, conversational, supporting pages, please do in the same, and the tone, and call for action, keep multiple. Simple, great. Now I'll rewrite this page. So it wrote this. It took another 8 minutes for it to write it, which was pretty surprising. Then I took this whole page, which it had written, get questions to answers, blah, 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 ready to MOOC it at space. So, and then I went to zero GPT. So zero GPT, AI detector, okay. And then I pasted it here and say, okay, can you detect the text? I had instructed it to be more human, but this would come back like 60-70% AI. Just wait for a second here. 60% AI. Okay. Okay. I went back and says detailed breakdown like web pages, Laravel commercials. These are other pages which I haven't even touched yet. Case studies. It wrote some case studies for us. Hiring model, it wrote another page for us as well for that, and development FAQs. I don't know why I would like to keep that as a separate one, but zero to GPT says that 60% is AI generated. As I said, I want to be more 100% humanized, and should have not have any AI written elements. Also try to have shorter paragraphs, because what I found is the paragraphs were a little bigger one. I wanted not more than 3 lines and 10 words. So got it. He will try to write humanized content, and it gave me this content here, which was much more better, 25% AI. I said, okay, I'll refine it to more 100%. Then 11%. Okay, again I'm on this one. Like it's so nice, like, you know. And then finally I had a copy which was only 1%. I guess this is the final copy. I did take a screenshot if I have to. Let me check here. Yes, this is the screenshot. So finally I had this 4.67% GPT written, like AI generated one, which is fine. Anything less than 10%, I'm okay. Also what happened is, but then the last version it wrote here, it actually, which was like 25%, was a little shorter than the original page. It tried to remove a lot of content. So it's 11%, but then you can compare with the first version. This one, there is a lot of content that is missing, right? So yes, you're right. There is a written content, more concise, human content, missing, blah, blah, blah. And finally, it came back with this whole last version of it. So here you have all this development services, etc. But this is the final version. I got it. And then I ran it just for recording. I'm going to rerun this one for, again, I haven't taken a deep dive into it. I would do it. But you can see that the paragraphs are shorter, 10 words. It's following so much detailed instructions that I had given. And then I'm going to copy it here. So there's a button here, and go down to AI Detector and say, let's see, fingers crossed. 4.62%, bingo. So yeah, this is mind blowing. And as part of my profession, we also provide SEO consultation services under Labs Media, and do follow my channel. Yeah, give me a feedback, and if you have pretty interesting case studies that you would like to try using this deep research, do reach out to me. More if you don't have patience, or if you like to work jointly with me, I'm more than happy to collaborate on those as well. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Have a wonderful day, you there. Bye bye.